Hello everyone, welcome to MK Motivational. Once, in a small village nestled between lush green hills, there lived a young man named Arjun. Arjun was known for his intelligence and charm, but he had one flaw. He was a procrastinator. He believed there was always plenty of time to achieve his dreams. He spent his days lounging under the banyan tree, daydreaming about becoming a great scholar, a wealthy merchant, or a respected leader. But he never took the first step toward any of these goals. One day, an old sage visited the village. He carried a peculiar object, a sand timer. The villagers gathered around him, curious about the strange device. The sage smiled and said, "This is no ordinary timer. It measures the time you have left in your life. But beware, once the sand runs out, your time is up." The villagers were both fascinated and terrified. Some laughed it off as a trick, while others avoided the sage altogether. But Arjun, intrigued by the timer, approached the sage and asked, "Can I see how much time I have left?" The sage handed him the timer and said, "Remember, once you turn it, the sand will flow. Use your time wisely." Arjun eagerly flipped the timer and watched as the sand began to trickle down. To his shock, he saw that the sand was flowing faster than he expected. Panic set in as he realized how little time he might have left. Arjun rushed home, his mind racing. He thought of all the things he had postponed, learning a new skill, starting a business, helping his family, and even pursuing love. He realized he had wasted years doing nothing. Determined to make the most of his remaining time, he decided to act immediately. The next morning, Arjun began his journey to become a scholar. He sought out the village teacher and asked to be his student. The teacher, impressed by Arjun's sudden enthusiasm, agreed. Arjun studied diligently, often staying up late into the night. He no longer wasted time daydreaming or lounging around. Every moment was precious. Months passed, and Arjun's knowledge grew. He became known for his wisdom and insight. The villagers began to seek his advice, and he felt a sense of fulfillment he had never known before. But one day, as he glanced at the sand timer, he noticed the sand was still flowing. It seemed to have slowed down, but he couldn't be sure. Arjun decided to expand his horizons. He used his knowledge to start a small business, trading goods between villages. He worked hard, building relationships and earning the trust of his customers. His business flourished, and he became a wealthy merchant. Yet, he never forgot the lesson of the sand timer. He continued to use his time wisely, balancing his work with acts of kindness and generosity. One evening, as Arjun sat by the river, reflecting on his journey, the old sage appeared again. Arjun greeted him with gratitude and said, "Your sand timer changed my life. I no longer waste time, and I've achieved so much. But tell me, how much time do I have left?" The sage smiled and said, "The timer was never meant to show you how much time you have left. It was meant to show you the value of time. The sand flows at the pace of your actions. When you waste time, it flows faster. When you use it wisely, it slows down. Time is not just a measure of moments, it is a measure of what you do with those moments." Arjun was stunned. He realized that the timer was a metaphor for life itself. It wasn't about how much time he had, but how he chose to spend it. He thanked the sage and vowed to continue living with purpose and intention. Years later, Arjun became a respected leader in the village. He shared his story with everyone, urging them not to waste their time. He often said, "Time is the most precious gift we have. Once it's gone, it can never be reclaimed. Use it wisely, for it shapes your destiny." The villagers, inspired by Arjun's transformation, began to value their time more. They pursued their dreams, helped one another, and lived with gratitude and purpose. The sand timer became a symbol of the village, reminding everyone to make every moment count. And so, Arjun's legacy lived on, not just in his achievements, but in the lessons he taught. He had learned that time is not infinite, but its potential is. It is up to us to fill it with meaning, purpose, and joy. Time is a precious resource that should never be wasted. Every moment is an opportunity to learn, grow, and make a difference. Use your time wisely, for it shapes your life and your legacy.